One is this revenue question, because they have to continue. They still have such a huge fixed cost base of staff, which arguably are variable, but in the university setting aren't. Yeah, admin. And then secondly, just the physical plan. And then, but the other big one is this outcomes thing. And this is where I would think you all in aviation, and I don't know the space well enough, are at an advantage of, given the nature of the instruction you do, you can really track outcomes, right? Like, and
we have actually accredited programs.
Yeah, and do you guys benchmark against one another?
We do, not against one another directly, but against standards.
Not in a way it's like
right, we have collective standards which we call.
And are those standards created from the collective number? Because I think that's where there's a lot of opportunities, being able, and especially working with policymakers, if you're able to say, we are efficient, because there's all these studies. The big thing is, with the Fed funding, there's this big push for sort of a more sort of technocratic model where there's something called the Delta Cost Project that was basically going to look at the efficiency of degrees, right? And what degrees are the most efficient, what are the long-term earnings, and now it's been subsumed under the American Institutes of Research. But this whole push for outcomes, and I don't know how big and how effective those outcomes are is obviously always a subject of debate. But that's where the accrediting bodies like the ABI, and teacher prep, it's ACTE, it's the business school organization I'm blanking on the name of. But yeah. See, ACSB works with a company called LiveText for the portfolio stuff, right? So student portfolios. So all of this outcomes kind of measurement, to me, is a real opportunity, especially if you can, that if I'm a president or provost and someone comes to me and I don't have to tell them about the outcomes, but they're coming to me because they don't have time to learn each domain, but they just want to know it's taken care of, because that's where they're going to get hit up for their state legislatures and even their fundraisers. Actually, the more sophisticated donors now are saying, okay, I know this is the outcomes body for your space. For example, we've seen big donations in schools of ed be shifted from one institution within the state to another based upon how they were doing on some outcomes stuff, right? So looking at how outcomes, what outcomes you're delivering, and that's what university presidents are worried of. It's like, what money can you bring me, and what outcomes can you show? And that seems obvious, but especially the outcomes and accountability stuff, because there's more and more demand for reporting. And unfortunately, the university presidents and provosts aren't going to give you the money to go get it. They're going to say, okay, just do this as a matter of your own business. But at least for you all, I would imagine that the nature of the instruction gives you an opportunity.